Hello and welcome to another reading, poetry from me, ClarencePlank, and Finding Peace Within the Storm. We are quickly getting to the end of this. It's in between all the other things that have happened. This poem's called Between Us. It's a mystery, the things between us, that rhymes between you and I. A situation where both of us dance around questions like courtship, only we don't know the steps and we're tripping over each other. And to reflect back on that is basically, going out and dating, and a lot of people don't really understand dating. I mean, even I don't understand dating, but it gets to where things get complicated about because people don't communicate. They don't talk about things, and then you have people that might their intentions are not uh, their intentions may not be the best, and date and wanting to date you, or just go out and just want to go out for you for a dinner or different things. I mean, it's both sides. So this next one's called Break. She is lying there all alone, with tears streaming down her face. If she only knew how much this breaks me, to see her this way, for a beautiful woman to possess a broken heart. Even though I'm nothing to her, I break when I see her in pain. I hear her crying at night with the covers drawn in tight. She hopes to drown out the sound of her broken misery. And I feel myself break when she remembers him for what he never was. And here I remain, watching from the shadows, with my heart breaking. Now, this poem was, there's like two different ones. There's like one was If I Break, which was based off the song Christmas Day by Seven Dust, or Xmas Day. And their meaning for it was about the guitarist's mother. Um, my perspective on things is a little different, but it kind of carries the same weight. Oh, sorry, but it kind of carries the same weight. This is called Brilliant Light. Brilliant light of morning, burning in the desert without you. And there doesn't seem a way to be redeemed. I watch the heavens while the sky is falling. Now I'm falling from a star. Just one heart beats in me, and I can say you set me free. Such a long time to get through this, and yet I still linger, falling by the wayside, wandering through the desert, a burning cold desert of my emotion. And a lot of times we do go through deserts, and that's why I'm writing about the desert of love, when you don't really find the person that you were hoping. But you know, it's things like that that makes it frustrating, especially when you end up going on this path and trying to self discovery, and but then you also want to find somebody. But when you find people that, or find someone that you've seen that you click with, and then things fall apart, it is just difficult to be able to understand why things fell apart. And you don't know if there was enough communication between the two of you, or nothing. Or it just wasn't meant to be. Burning. I feel the burning all over my body and feel the light trying to escape. My soul is filled with pain. I came so close to holding you, and it pains me so just to lose you. Blood turns to tears, and I feel so out of place without you. Even though I wanted to die in your arms, I kept on hoping and dreaming of you, wanting so much to be with you, and I feel like I have failed. But I know in some way I will find you, even if it takes me another 100 years. And the last poem was based off of a song, well, two of them. Stars by Simply Red, and then Kate Bush. Which this one right here, it for a different thing is that you burn for somebody, but also it's kind of a thing for lust. So you're dealing with those emotions that burning for someone, and you want something more than just the friendships, or a little bit more deeper. This poem was written during my when I went to Florida for a symposium through Poetry.com. It was originally called Florida. In the circle of friends around the table we gather to give our strength and fill us with love. There is no difference, no race, no creed, just poets whom prayers for hope in this unbroken circle. We share one faith that friendship and love is stronger than hate, stronger than anything in this circle. Laughter and smiles, tears of joy, and hearts filled with love rule this circle. Because each one of us have found our center, and together we are stronger. And while I've managed to stay in contact with two out of a bunch of people that I've met, it was so difficult trying to sustain those relationships and those friendships. This next one's called Felt So Alive. I felt so alive when I was near you, and in the end I was the one who failed you. I failed on my promise and gave into my past, and I lost it all. Now my hope fades while a part of me dies. I was foolish. Everything was changing, and I started making sense into something I dreamed of. Yet my heart was undone when I fell from grace, and when I gave in to the consequence of being paid to the fullest. As the ripples spread throughout this ocean of time, and I had to live with this. And it's basically this was the time when I was with the church and everything, and ended up giving into a past sin that or as it put it back then. And it seems like my thought process of I failed in trying to stay or hold true to that promise that I made to God, and then you fall from grace. So next one's called Change. Now we rearrange everything, becomes distance between us. How long must I wait to receive what is given with what could have been expected? Do I matter? Would you miss me if I went out wandering and left it all behind? Would that matter? Could this matter? One of us has to change, but what must I do? I've done all I could do, done or undone. I've been on my knees wanting to know you. Does it really matter to you? Don't you care? Do you care? I've given and spent my last, and it feels to me that again I have to hide my feelings deep inside because you were no one. When I felt you were someone, and that was a problem. The word was friendships and ringing and singing in my ears. Or what good are friends when they're not there for you? It still falls upon me. I've lost, and I made more mistakes just like before. So when does it end? That I finally have some success today, tomorrow, maybe never. Why does it have to be this way? And yeah, that is the end of it. But with that poem, it's just like wondering, when do you really find success in the things you do in life? You know, but it depends because you are a lot further than what you perceive yourself to be. You're doing better than what you are, than what you perceive you are doing. Because in our mind eye, we don't really see that, and that's the thing I struggle with the most. So it is what it is. So okay, so my friend Dwight Kirk Solo Dolo is moving all his sports stuff over to YouTube. So definitely check out his NCAA sports, his Madden, his baseball, all that stuff over there on YouTube. The link is in the description of this video. My friend Jenna Jinx Portraits, who's done these wonderful pictures behind me, except for the ones up the top. That was my sister. Aria and Roberta and her Reiki services. My friend Tracy and her her being a makeup artist, definitely reach out to her. She's on Facebook. Let's see, Cast Sitting for Our Podcast by Sarah Aikenhead, Bill Elmer Miller, and them talking about things with Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, Redwall, and all those other ones. Definitely check those podcasts out. Check out The Spine, Chronicles of a Bookshop, or the bookshop.org, where you will find The Spine Bookshop and all their wonderful books, and Lindsay shows some of the things she does over there in that wonderful bookshop down in Smyrna. And please check out my books. Besides this book here I just read you, I have other books. I have a new book coming out November 17th called A Hint of Poetry. It will be out pretty soon on the 17th, so definitely check that book out. I will have it up to purchase, an e-version of the book. So it will be up probably Tuesday. But other than that, y'all have a good day. I'll see you next week when we start reading The Shoebox Poet.